What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Weezy. Welcome to Jay Weezy World. So it is Monday, December 1st, and it is 10:12 in the morning, and I am doing legs today. I'm on PTO, 3-day weekend. I think everybody's got that I'll see you next year mentality. But rent is due, and I'm about to go pay with these tree trunks. So wanted to do a quick update with you guys. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. I had my coffee. So a quick update. Most of my program I've been running over the last few months has been your typical bro splits, which is, you know, chest tries, back buys, which first of all, my chest and tries right now are popping. Like, yesterday was a solid session, and it's not a matter of, oh, I'm sore. It's a matter of, like, I feel dense, I feel good, and I am very, 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 very happy. So I'm going to be switching to a push-pull leg routine moving forward. So technically day one is the push day, but because I did chest and tries yesterday, I'm going to start off with legs and just continue it from there. But also I really want to crank it up a notch. So over the since the end of May, and me really tying down my food or getting better at that in June, I'm down 44.6 pounds, and I feel like I've kind of plateaued a little bit. And I think a part of that is, you know, the consistency with the meal prep, all that, and, you know, work schedule, kind of just letting things kind of get in the way, even though I'm extremely happy with it. And I've, you know, there's more progress to be made, is my point. And if I'm going to be lifting and doing all this, I want to reap the benefits, and I want to see what this body's looking like underneath all this fat. That's just the bottom line of it. So with that, I went ahead and just said, you know what, let me go ahead and just track everything. So I have an Excel sheet. I'm going to go ahead and track, of course, my daily weigh-ins, making sure I'm consistent with that. Daily weigh-ins, my macros, tracking that. I've been pretty consistent with tracking my macros. But, you know, my cardio, my sessions. So I'm going to track, again, my weigh-ins, my lifts, with the lifts I'm doing that day, that week, everything within this Excel sheet. That way I can kind of look back at previous weeks and see how my body's reacting to this amount of carbohydrates this day or this week, and fats and so on and so forth, what have you, and really kind of just get it down to where after these next 2 or 3 months, I have a rhythm moving forward. Do I want to continue the push-pull legs, or do I want to switch it up? And so just want to let you guys know ahead of time that I am going to be switching up to push-pull leg versus the typical bro split, which I love the bro split. I love the bro split. So the sessions, the volume is going to be a bit more, right? And so, you know, hopefully you guys like the routines and you maybe take away something from it. But I have my leg day shoes on. I've got my walking shoes or running shoes inside my backpack that I'm going to have housed inside the locker. You know, one thing that I wanted to just share with you guys is, you know, I'm 40, you know, I know that I don't look 40, maybe, I don't know. But I'm 40, just turned 40 earlier this year. And one thing that I've always been happy with is, excuse me, I've never had any major injuries, knock on wood, right? I had my knee injury earlier this year, which was bad, but it could have been worse, but nothing severe, right? So just taking a few weeks to get better, right? I think it's kind of part of the plateauing piece of it, and, you know, things kind of taking a step back. But anyways, so listen to your body. Some of you guys are in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, and do yourself a service. And, you know, like if you're running, wearing the proper shoes, if you're lifting, and, you know, get your knee wraps and your wrist wraps and whatever you might have an ailment on, pay attention to it, because that stuff starts to creep up to you when you get into your early 30s, mid 30s, 40s. And, you know, I see some of my peers that have just bad backs and, you know, bad knees or elbows or shoulders. And so this isn't a PSA or anything like that, but I'm definitely, like, glad as I've gone through this whole gym journey that I've tried to pay attention to my body as much as possible. And one thing that I'm really being cognizant right now is stretching and the importance of warming up and, you know, getting your muscles primed. But sometimes I think that, you know, we're going so hard in our youth, and because we recover so fast, that we don't realize a lot of that stuff can creep back up to us, as we get older. So just take care of yourself now, because your body, like your knees, like the fluid that's in your knees and your shoulders, all that stuff starts to deteriorate as you get older. So if you're jacking it up at your youth, you're gonna have some issues as you get older. That's my point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this session in. I'll see you guys here in a moment. Alright guys, let's go ahead and chop up these tree trunks. If you are new to the channel, whenever I'm doing leg day, I always get things kicked off with a stretch, which I did off camera. But I also get things kicked off with the abductor and adductor machine. Now, if you don't do them, I definitely highly recommend them. Get those hips opened up, build those glutes out, those outer thighs, inner thighs. It's only going to help you with the rest of your workouts, in my humble opinion. Now, as a FYI, every single movement that I'm doing is 4 sets. So everything in the program today calls for 4 sets and a bit of an adjustment as far as the rep range, so I'll go through that. So with the first 2 movements of the abductor and adductor, it does account for 4 reps, 10 reps per set. Usually I'll do 15 to 20. That said, I went ahead and increased the weight just to see how it feels. So I went ahead, per my Excel tracker, as I mentioned earlier, it's 205 pounds for each movement. So what you saw there was 205, and I moved on to this machine. Again, 205, 4 sets of 10 repetitions. Now, for me as a bigger dude, and one thing I try to do, you'll see here, is I usually kind of slide up and then get the right there, boom, because my thighs are wider, and I feel like if I'm starting off at too wide an angle, I'm not going to get the biggest range of motion, um, or like locked in as much as I want, I should say. And what I try to do is keep constant tension on the hips. And so I'm not going all the way down, but I'm popping all the way back up. I shouldn't say popping, but getting the glutes worked out. So now moving on to the leg press, and if you've seen my previous videos, if not, I like to pyramid up. So I'm starting off with a warm up, and with my warm ups, I pyramid up. Now with the rep range here for the leg press, it is 10 repetitions each. And if you're not familiar with what pyramiding is, either you can pyramid up or you can pyramid down, meaning you start off with a lower weight and you work your way up at a higher weight, or you start off at a higher weight and you work your way down. Obviously, because I'm doing a warm up, I'm not going to start at a higher weight. So I'm starting off with 2 plates on each side. You guys will constantly see me check my watch post a pre between each set to make sure I'm on track. So 2 plates on each side, and then after the first set, I add another plate. The next set, I'm going to add another plate. So essentially, up until I get to the 4th plate, I consider this my warm up. I'm no muscle man and by any means. I've done more plates in the past, what have you. All I'm trying to do is make sure that I prime up my my quads and hamstrings for the remainder of the workout. I really just try to maximize what I'm getting out of this. I do not want to ego lift and to slap all these plates on. I'm trying to get a solid range of motion, prime up my legs, and have a good workout, as simple as that said. Now, what you probably seen is the individual that walked behind me. He went on to the next machine. I actually have my camera magnetized, stuck on that machine. And so I just kind of popped up when I was done with my set. And I just wanted to check with him because he's like, hey, is this your camera? I'm like, yeah, it's my camera. And he's like, okay, I just didn't want anybody to leave it here, and I, want to make sure they didn't lose it essentially. So I just, of course, made sure that it was okay with him having it right there, and hey, are you okay if you happen to be in the video type of thing? And it is community. I'm not one that is going to be ticked off because of the fact that you don't want to be on camera. I am in other people's spaces, so worked my way up to 6 plates, and he was doing the same thing. And so it was kind of nice just to kind of just dap each other up between sets and get the workout in. He's somebody I've seen in the gym quite often, and he was putting in work. So this is the working set that I'm going to have on camera. I'm going to knock out my other ones, and I'm going to move on to the lying hamstring curl. Again, 4 sets
Rep range was about 10 to 12 reps. And I did start off with 2 warm-up sets off camera because, again, even though I just got done with leg press, I always want to make sure I protect the hamstrings and do a bit of a warm-up. Now, not lost on me as far as the angle, not the most flattering thing. So, again, I'm not going to film all the sets, but I am trying to get a solid range of motion. And being a bigger guy, I always feel like whenever I'm jumping up because I am shorter, I am 5'4", and so hey, short kings step up. So with that, it's a little bit of a jump, and being a bigger guy, it's not the most comfortable thing laying on my belly, stomach, what have you. But hey, these are the things that I have to mentally work through to get down to the weight that I want, so it's not uncomfortable. And which is one pro tip: don't eat if you know you're gonna do lying leg curls. Hee hee. All right, moving on to leg extensions. Now, I don't know why, but I barely ever use this leg extension. It is a dual leg extension, so you actually get to use, so it's separate for each leg, right? So I'm going to start off with my left, work my way to the right, and then usually I'll do the whole thing that goes across both legs. And so I wanted to switch things up today, and honestly, I loved it. I haven't used this thing in a long time because I've stuck with the other machines. Not that the other machines were even taken. I just saw this, I decided to go ahead and use it, and so um, I really hope the next gym that I get signed up for, they have something like this because I feel like I was able to isolate the quads. Not that the other machine doesn't do it. Trust me, I love the other machine. But if you have this in your gym, just give it a try. Because for me, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just kind of, let's say, stick what I'm used to. Because honestly, this oftentimes is taken, and because I'm here Monday afternoon early, hey, I just like, let me go ahead and give this a try and just see how it feels. And if I didn't like it, I just move on to the other machine, and I liked it. So I will be back to make sweet gains on this machine if I can. Again, if the other gym, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, the gym I'm at here is actually permanently closing next week, which really sucks. It really does suck because, I've grown to know a lot of people here. Again, I'm not talking their ear off. I'm not really a chatty patty inside the gym, but I'm talking about just familiar faces. So it is what it is, So we'll see the next gym that I actually get to. I'm not going to go to another location. I'm just going to switch gyms altogether. Now, to wrap up the workout is lunges. Now, I need to work on it getting deeper. I know that my legs right now were cooked, deep fried, boiled, whatever you want to call it. They were cooked. So I used one of the racquetball courts that are inside the gym because it's a not even for privacy purposes, but like the dance room was taken, the area where there's like fake grass, that was taken. So I just wanted to have some space where for each, so again 4 sets, and it was 30 steps per set. And for anybody that's not used to these, I'm always a proponent, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Is getting my form down right, and because I'm 300 pounds, right? So I got enough weight coming down to where I don't need to use dumbbells at the moment. I want to get my form down, feel confident because my balance just wasn't really, wasn't there. Like I felt like I really wasn't getting a good balance until my actual like third or fourth set. Again, I'm gonna be filming essentially, and see how like I'm taking now shorter movements. I'm like, okay. So I was just, you got to kind of fill out, as far as the lunges go, because some people say your knee shouldn't go past your front toe. Some people say it should be, parallel or behind the front toe. So really what I'm trying to find is the sweet spot and make sure that when I do lunge down and I come back up, I feel it all in that quad and then in my glute and thigh. That's the ultimate goal. So that pretty much is going to wrap up the leg day. I'm not going to do a post workout car talk. I appreciate all the subs recently and everybody that's watching the video. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.